गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। नमामि गौडपादं च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ಜ್ಞಾನರೂಪಿಣೇ ಓಂ ಓಂ. ಸುಗಮದಲ್ಲಿ 37th ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಸ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಪೂರ್ವಕತ್ವಂ. ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ means, as we have told, the knowing process, the acting and enjoying, experiencing. Process means it involves all things, the knower, known and the knowing. Acting means the agent of action, karta, karma and kriya. Bhokta means the bhoga, bhogyam and the experiencer, object of experience, one who and the experience itself. All this put together is vyavahara. So he says this vyavahara is of one is laukika vyavahara based upon worldly understanding, and vyavahara based upon shastra's teaching. Shastra gives you a new idea based upon a belief, based upon a thought. You follow certain things. For example, doing something is called sin. Shastra says it is a papa, I won't do it. Now the thought that it is a papa, that I am not supposed to do, therefore not doing it, avoiding it, is a Shastra based karma. And you are supposed to do something. In a cold winter, go to Kumbh Mela and take bath in Ganga. And Ganga is holy. Ganga is holy from the common man's standpoint, worldly standpoint you can't see. Because with your eyes you can't see how Ganga is holy. And the science says that it contains chemicals and all that is a rubbish. That is not Shastra Vyavahara. That is again a physical pratyaksha or anumana only. But that is not the Shastra. So that again is a pratyaksha anumana, is a worldly Vyavahara only. Taking Ganga to be holy is a feeling generated by the teaching of Shastra. So in fact, what is holy is Paramatma himself. We associate Paramatma's quality of holiness with Ganga because Paramatma being all pervasive, he says through his rishis and others that you associate with Paramatma's holiness through Ganga. Okay, so this feeling, a thought that Ganga is holy, and a feeling of respect, reverence and devotion to it, and then the speaking holy about it, then you think of Ganga smarana, Ganga gangeti yobruyat yojananam shatairapi. The shloka says that even from the 100 yojanas, 800 miles, that means around 1000 kilometers, even from a distance of 1000 kilometers, if you think of Ganga, if you do namasmarana of Ganga, all your papas will go away. So this act of taking bath, act of namasmarana, and mentally thinking that Ganga holiness, so mentally thinking, orally speaking, and physically acting, all these things based upon the belief, based upon the thoughts, ideas, feelings given by Shastra. So this is called Shastriya Vyavahara. So Shastriya Vyavahara is definitely higher than the worldly Vyavahara. Okay, worldly Vyavahara means simply the physical laws which we see them, but the physical laws only give you the physical perception. The physical laws are understood with the physical perception. So the feeling of holiness, a feeling of purity, requires a deeper one. So the belief also is a part of our life, as we have told in our previous class. Belief or a feeling of respect, reverence, veneration is always there. Only thing is it has to be molded in a very good thinking. So belief involves two things, faith involves two things, as we discussed in the previous class. One is the believing nature of the heart, another is the concept you believe. Okay, so the nature of the mind is believing, but the quality and degree of belief changes. The quality of belief, that means in the belief is of three qualities: tamasa, rajasa, satvika. Tamasa is a wild belief, a very bigoted belief, stubborn, emotionally insecurity. That is a tamasa belief. A convenient selfish belief, because a belief is convenient to you, therefore you believe, that is rajasa. But a belief coming out of a pure mind, selfless mind, relaxed mind, not a fanaticism, but all positive qualities combined with goodness, nobleness, it inspires a positive, noble qualities in you. So that is a positive sattvika quality. This is found in a mature people of Vedantins and all positive religions, healthy religions. So this sattvika belief. So sattvika, rajasa, tamasa, these are the qualities in the belief. All beliefs are not same. They say all beliefs are same. This has become politics, I tell you. We picked up in the last 20th century a lot of nonsense. Because the slavish period has produced slavish people, slavish kings, slavish rulers, slavish intellectuals, slavish swamis, slavish gurus. I think all kinds of slavish people are slavish literature, slavish writers. By slavish I mean praising all asuric thing as equal to Paramatma, equal to Vedanta. This is called slavish thinking, I am telling you. So anyway, it is only just to be aware of, not to blame anybody. It is the nature of the world, that's all. It is the psyche of the whole society, not a given individual's mistake. Everybody, if we were in that society, probably we would also be the same. If in that place, we all would be the same thing. Thing is, understand that nature of mind in that period and let us come out. That is the thing first, recognize where we went wrong and how to come out. These are the things that count, that are important, and not blaming them. By blaming, nothing is going to be achieved. You won't gain anything by blaming people. Because everybody is a victim, everybody is a product of that period. Everybody is a product of that period. Yuganusari ye dharmaha yugarupahi te dvijaha. Tesham ninda nakartavya. Parashara Smriti says. According to Yuga, people are born in a particular period and they are naturally influenced by that thinking, that Yuga's dharma, Yuga's thinking. Tesham ninda nakartavya. There is no point in blaming the people because people are born, nothing can be done. And if you can come out of it, you are a lucky person. You are lucky you come out and understand where it goes wrong. Only thing is stubbornly defending that the slavish period thinking is wrong. That is the only thing we are criticizing. We are not criticizing the people who held the beliefs, because they were victims of that period. We can understand, even including our gurus and swamis who told all religions are same. We can understand them with all our reverence and respect for them, because that was the Yuga Dharma, that is a Yuga's mistakes, not any given individual's mistake. If we were born in the period, we would also think like that. Therefore, it's not an individual's mistake. It is the mistake of the whole Yuga. It is the character of the whole Yuga. But the Yuga has changed. Same God has helped us to come out of the mistake, realize the mistake and come out of it. Now we talk as enlightened people and blame others as if we are more mature. If we were born in that period, we would also talk like them. What is special about us? If we were born in that period, we would also commit the same mistake as our senior people of 20th century did. 20th or 19th century, end of the 19th and beginning of 20th century. Whatever thoughts they had, probably we would also have had the same thing, because it is the period's effect. Nothing can be done. Now, if you are lucky, God has blessed us that you come out. We understand our mistakes of our slavery. You come out, feel humble that we are lucky enough, have come out. Now, what I am criticizing is the present day people, in the name of your guru, in the name of your old ancestors, continuing in that old thinking. We have got plenty of shlokas, we have got plenty of proverbs, to explain all these things. Somehow no shloka, no proverb helps these fanatics, these slavish people to come out of it. Just now I quoted one from Parashara Smriti. He says, Yuganusari ye dharmaha, yugarupahi te dvijaha, prajaha. According to Yuga, people are born and grow up. People pick up ideas and thoughts according to the Yuga. Yuga influences the people. Nobody can be blamed from that. So, Tesham Ninda na kartavya. Bah, see how Parashara, we don't know how many centuries ago he wrote it, but see how beautifully he says it. Tesham Ninda na kartavya. But there are other people also. Our earlier ancestors in the 20th century, our gurus, our scholars, our Vedantins, our intellectuals told that all religions are same. We must stick to it. We must defend it. Now this is another slavery. So we are blaming these people because to understand that it is a mistake, there is a chance. See, because the new situation has come. The new awareness has come, new books have come, the facts have emerged. Even after emerging the facts, if you want to continue in the old one, definitely you deserve to be blamed. Okay? So, how they talk like, and there is a Sanskrit shloka which says about these people. These people where the facts have come out and still you continue. Still you continue to praise the people. Oh. Kakasya kupoyamiti bruvanaha ksharam jalam ka purushapi banti. So many days passed by quoting this shlokas. I am just waiting few seconds to recall. So now I remember. Kakasya kupoyamiti bruvanaha ksharam jalam ka purushapi banti. See, it is our ancestors did it. Oh, our ancestors did it. In the name of ancestors, anything illogical you want to follow? What is proven to be right now? What is proven to be wrong now? Now we have got evidence now. It is a wrong thinking and still you want to hold on to that. So the proverb, I've just explained the proverb word meaning, just a basic central idea of that shloka. Kakasya kupoya miti bruvanaha. Some people, kakasya alla, tatasya. Tata means our ancestor, appa, our father or grandfather. Oh, our grandfather got it dug, this well, and then it is earlier, see, in those days there were not wells, and then digging the well was very difficult. It involved a lot of money and lot of people and number of days together you have to work. They got it dug, and then the water, that was the only water available, and they took water and drank it. It is a ksharam jalam, it is a salty water, salt water. Salty, is there an English word salty? I don't know. Anyway, salt water. Salt water means it is full of salts. So nowadays people, now you can get a river has come, this thing, another well is possible to drink, then you have got a sweet water, why don't you drink other? You know what this person says? Out of respect for his ancestors, tatasya kupoyamiti bruvanaha, saying that it is our ancestors well. So tatasya kupoyamiti bruvanaha ksharam jalam ka purushapi banti. Ka purushaha. These fools drink the same salt water, only believing that, only accepting that it is our ancestors' well. How can I give up this and drink other sweet water? I must drink the same salt water, even if it is salt. See, tatasya kupoyam iti bruvana ksharam jalam ka purusha vadanti. So, this is, see, just now I quoted two shlokas. How one shloka says, Yuganusari ye dharmaha yugarupahi te dvijaha. Tesham ninda na kartavya. Because the yuga, the period also has an effect. All even sincere people, good people get influenced. We start picking up wrong ideas. That is the influence of yuga. Therefore, yuganusare ye dharma. We need not blame the real thinkers of 20th century. Because that's how the information was spread wrongly, and then our people, our good people also believed those wrong things and started calling all religions are same. But now also if you say, then you deserve to be blamed. I criticize only those people. Because when you got a data available, it is clearly available, it is exposed, it is wrong, it is known, books have come, number of books, and it is disproven that all religions are not same. But even then you want to hold on to the old thing. This is definitely wrong. This is because of the fanaticism, blindness. Okay? See, we have got plenty of shlokas. If you know them, not only Vedanta, you read other shlokas, Sahitya, and other places, plenty of shlokas, Puranas, regarding the particular situation. About the present situation, it gives you a lot of ideas and messages. Unfortunately, many of us don't know Sanskrit, and we are not familiar with our shlokas. For any good idea, we always quote some foreigner, European said something, some intellectual, and immediately a quotation comes. Somebody said, what is his name? I don't know. Some England Prime Minister or President said something and people quote. Immediately a quotation comes. American President said, and he said like, but we too have got plenty of shlokas, but thing is we are not familiar. They talk about our life, our administration, our society, our king's duties, so people's duties regarding religion, regarding life, many things. We have got good ideas, but we are not familiar. Just now I told you 2 shlokas, see? They are very relevant to our present time. So, the 20th century people said whatever they said because based upon the information available in those days. They were all sincere gurus, sincere great people. But now you have no justification. You have no defense to continue in that old false thinking. That Max Muller was a great man. For example, I'll give you. Vivekananda went there seeing that Max Muller translated Veda, and then he understood that Veda is not that great of Max Muller's translation, but he didn't know other details. So he went and met him and praised him. He taught that he is a rishi, he is an avatar of rishis. I felt blessed to have a darshan of him and stayed with him. He is such a great rishi and all. It was okay. He had so much goodwill Vivekananda had for such fellow. That fellow was a cunning missionary, and he talked nicely with Vivekananda, but by the side he was making all plans to destroy Hinduism. So this is the thing we have to see. Now in those days, poor Vivekananda did not know his real face. And that fellow, as any missionary does it, he hid his face, real face, and talked sweetly, nicely with him. And Vivekananda wrote that, and that is published. And later, now we know what was his nature. While he was talking to Vivekananda, also he was writing private letters to people, how to destroy Hinduism in India, how to talk negatively against Veda, all that he was planning, and the letters are available. His own wife published the biography. But even now you keep on praising Max Muller, then what should you say? Now I'm just giving one example. Not that I am against Max Muller or anybody. They have done whatever they study, but they have done whatever mischief they could do. But it is our job to come out of it. Okay? Now if you keep on defending because Vivekananda defended, we are followers of Vivekananda, Vivekananda is our guru, Vivekananda called Max Muller as a rishi, therefore we worship him as a rishi. This is too much. So this is explained by Tatasya Kupo Yamiti Bruvanaha Ksharam Jalam Ka Purusha Piban. This shloka exactly, apt shloka. It fits in exactly with our people. Some of the people who want to follow blindly like this. Okay. Therefore, we are talking about Shastriya Vyavahara. Shastriya Vyavahara is Adhyasa Purvakam. That is the point. So with little other points I discussed. Now coming to the point. One is a worldly Vyavahara, the behavior based upon worldly life. Second is Shastriya Vyavahara, the belief about God, belief about how God created the world, what are the many worlds, lokas, and what is the purpose of jiva, the karma, karma phala, and upasanas, meditations, pujas, and etc. All these things are not a product of a simple human mind. They are discovered in a religious mind. They are discovered by religious rishis. Rishis means, by religious, it is an English word. Religious means upasaka rishis. Okay? The word religion has to be translated as an upasana. Upasana or aradhana. Aradhana in our language. So, religious rishis means that aradhaka rishis. The upasaka rishis have discovered upasanas. Jnani rishis have discovered jnana, jnana sadhanam, and jnana swarupam, paramatma swarupam. So the jnani rishis have discovered jnana, upasaka rishis have discovered upasanas. Okay? So our upasaka rishis have discovered many, you seeing the worldly objects, but in and through the objects they have got a certain deeper vision, a religious idea, religious vision, religious view. You see something deeply about it. Okay, but all this vyavahara also is within Adhyasa, because we are talking of the absolute truth. In the absolute truth, there is only one Brahman and nothing but one. Therefore, in that absolute truth, absolute Paramatman, everything else is only falls short of absolute Paramatman. Adhyasa means what? Anything that falls short of. That means Paramatma is absolute. If you understand absolute truth as a given thing, what do you call it? See, what do you call that? If you understand absolute truth, all pervasive truth as a given thing, any given thing is a part of an absolute, no doubt. Any given thing is a part of absolute truth, absolute Paramatma. But absolute is wrongly understood, wrongly taken to be a limited one. But what you take as a limited is a part of the absolute. It is not outside it. Okay? The entire world is part of Brahman, within, included in Brahman. You and me and all our activities, our thoughts, our feelings, our existence. Jiva's existence is included in Brahman. The existence of the world is included in Paramatma. So nothing exists outside the existence of Paramatma. See, Paramatma is independently existing, self-existing. See, Paramatma is independently existing, self-existing, and he forms the basis of all worldly existence. He forms the basis of the entire world and all jivas. Therefore, since he constitutes the basis, the substratum of the entire universe, nothing of the universe can exist apart from Brahman, independent of Brahman, other than Brahman, other than, apart from, independent of Brahman. Therefore, the existence of everything is included in Brahman. The qualities of all world is included. See, the world, three things I am dividing the world. Just for our understanding, you can't divide it like that way. World, let us divide into three. One is its existence. Second is the qualities it contains, it comprises, or its appearance. Third is the powers. Powers means effect it produces. Okay, one is the existence. Take anything. Existence of a book, the quality of book, and the purpose it serves. The power. Power means the purpose it serves. The utility, how you use it, how it affects you. Utility or effect. Okay, the effect it produces. How you can use it. One is its existence, another is its quality. Quality means all its features, various aspects of physical and all other features. And the third one is the effect it produces. The way you can use it, the purpose it serves. In other words, the purpose it serves. Because in Sanskrit we use one word, but in English I have to use 2, 3, 4. In order to convey the idea, I have to translate again and again in 2 or 3 ways. In Sanskrit, one word explains all these things. It's a prayojana, arthavat, that's all. The prayojanam explains all these points. So, okay, so the existence, the qualities, the features, and the prayojanam it serves. All these three are not away from Paramatma. The existence of a book is a part of Ishvara's existence, Paramatma's existence. And the qualities, the features of the world, features of any object in the world, all the qualities are included in Paramatma, because no quality is outside Paramatma. Then the third one is the purpose it serves. Okay? The purpose, all the objects serve. All the various objects may serve various purposes. See, you see, the worldly objects serve a lot of purposes. So many purposes. Some of the purposes we may not know now. We will come to know sometime later, maybe after a century. After centuries or millennia. After certain millennia, you come to know the utility of many objects in the world. Okay? Doesn't matter when you discover it. But all the purposes, all the qualities, and all the existence, the entire universe is included in Paramatma. Paramatma's existence is all thing, is a total, is a complete, and everything is included in him. See, Dvaitins, Vishishtadvaitins, Advaitins, all of them talk in one point, they are all common. The world and Jiva. The world and Jiva is under the control of Ishvara. This much everybody accepts. But how much that control? It comes under the control of Ishvara. So the control means what type of control and how much control. That's where they differ in their explanations. Okay? Jagat and Jivas are under the control of Ishvara. So Dvaitins say they maintain their separate existence but live under the Ishvara's control. Vishishtadvaitins say they are part of it. Their existence, qualities, and their functioning, all of them are part of Ishvara. Advaitins say all of them are inseparable from Ishvara. So you can't see them as a separately existing. Neither their existence is separate, nor their qualities are separate, nor their functioning is separate. All of them are included in Ishvara's oneness. Okay? So in this, the dependency on Ishvara, how much they depend, in what manner they depend. I mean, in the matter they depend, not defend, depend. How much they depend, how much they are under the control of Ishvara. How? In this, how to understand the relation between Jiva Jagat and Ishvara. In here, they differ. But one thing common between them, Jagat and Jivas are not independent of Ishvara. This is common. They are not independent of Ishvara. Under the control of Ishvara, alone the Jagat runs. Jagat is created, it runs, and it is absorbed. And then Jivas are also appear and live, continue their existing, continue their life, and later they get absorbed. In all that absorbed means they become under, so they come under Ishvara. Ishvara's ruling, Ishvara's control, they can't become independent of Ishvara. Therefore, coming under Ishvara, Ishvara is independent and Jiva Jagat is dependent on him. This is common for all the three. Okay? So, we should not quarrel unnecessarily on small things. Now, if you see, this is one common issue, brings them together, and this is the main essential issue. But how much that closeness to Ishvara, depending on Ishvara, how much close, there they differ. Doesn't matter, let them differ. But the basic thing is, whole Jagat and Jiva are under the control of Ishvara, under the existence of Ishvara. Within the existence of Ishvara, under the control of Ishvara, not independent of Ishvara. This much is common to all. Okay. Now here we say that they maintain a certain existence, yet they become they come under his control. So this is where they explain who Dvaitins. Vishishtadvaitins say their existence is, they maintain a vaguely separate existence, slightly separate existence, yet they are part of it. See, a kind of a combination of a slight separation, yet part of him. And Dvaitins say totally separate but not independent. See, they call these two slightly different. Separate and not independent. But we say once separate is independent. No, is separate but not independent. So I think I don't want to go into further details. It becomes too deeper philosophy. But see, so they slightly put a separate, means, so instead of going into technical details, let us broadly understand from a common man's standpoint a kind of difference, and in a way dependent. So generally you take it, don't go into technical details because that's too complicated. So a kind of a separation, a kind of dependency. So this, what kind of separation, how much separation, and how much dependent on him, this is where they differ. Therefore, Vishishtadvaitins say a slightly different, not totally different as much as Dvaitins say, but at the same time he is a part of him. Advaitins say there are two levels. At one level, they are part of him. In Vyavaharik level, Advaitins accept more Vishishtadvaitins, because in Vyavaharik level, they have got two levels of talking. At one level, we are all part of Ishvara. But in an absolute level, there is no part and whole. Even that division, even that relation doesn't exist. Whole thing is a one non-dual, inseparable truth. So there are two levels. So Advaitins include the others level also. So Advaitins have got a two level. One is Jiva Ishwaras, Jiva and Jagat are part of Ishvara, remain under him and control. All that is a Vyavaharik life. And at an absolute level, and then the Jiva Jagat don't exist at all separately. They have no existence, they have no qualities, and they have no functioning. Whole thing becomes one non-dual Brahman. Okay, so we got a two levels they have got. So what Dvaitins, Vishishtadvaitins say is very much accepted at one level. They are not rejected, note it. Advaitins never reject what Dvaitins and Vishishtadvaitins and Nimbarka and Vallabha and Veerashaiva, Muntada, etc. say. They are all accepted at one level. Therefore, one level it is equally acceptable to them, they are equally comfortable. In fact, they love it and they also do the same thing. They also do the same thing. What others, Dvaitins and Vishishtadvaitins do, all that is a part of sadhana. Necessary part of sadhana, it is not rejected. Only thing is, they say, when you transcend it at another level, these things that Jiva Jagat look as a smaller level, but they are part of him at certain level. But another level, even that the part-whole relationship disappears because they come so close to each other, they become one. Okay, so Advaitins can't be put as only Advaitins. Advaitins are Advaitins at one level, Dvaitins at another level. So Advaitin have got a two-tier truth. This many people don't know, or they have missed it. Advaitins have got a two-level truth. At one level, they accept Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita. At another level, absolute. But when you accept absolute level, then what happens to Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita? They don't exist separately from him. We don't say don't exist. Note it. We don't say they don't exist. They exist as a part of what Dvaitins, Vishishtadvaitins say. All that quality, Ishvara, Jiva and the Jagat and the relationship, meditations, prayers, all pujas and bhakti, all that is accepted. But that is accepted at one level, as they say, and they follow also. But at another level, all this is transcended. When transcending doesn't mean they don't exist. They are included in it. Included in it means it can be done two ways. You take it as it is, Jiva Jagattu, then it applies. You can see them all that. But another level, all that gets included in Brahman, that's all. We don't say Dvaita doesn't exist. Okay? They say, Dvaitins say Dvaita exists, Advaitins say Dvaita doesn't exist. No. Dvaita gets included in Advaita. That's what we say. You don't have to talk of a separate existence. This is the only difference. Dvaitins say he exists separately, but depends on Paramatman. Depending on Paramatman is no dispute. Okay? Depending upon Paramatman, in this matter there is no dispute. Whether Dvaitins, Vishishtadvaitins, Advaitins, Jiva Jagat depend on Ishvara, all of them equally accept. So only the difference comes is, Dvaitins say, Jiva and Jagat maintain their separate existence, yet they are dependent on Ishvara. Advaitins say it don't maintain separate existence. They depend on Ishvara, no doubt. But in an absolute sense, their existence is included in Paramatma's existence. Their qualities are included in Paramatma. Their functioning, their qualities, their very existence is included in Paramatma. Therefore, they cannot maintain a separate existence apart from Paramatma. That's what it is. But there is another level where it appears to be separate, maintaining its separate existence. Tentatively, it appears to be maintaining a separate existence. At that level, when it appears to be separate, during that appearance, it depends on Ishvara. It's like in a drama, a role, an actor plays a role. The role doesn't exist in reality, but it appears during the drama, it appears to be there, a role, a character appears to be there. But during its appearance, he can't exist independent of the very actor. The character or a role doesn't exist independent of the actor. Okay. So while the drama is appearing, while the drama is going on, the apparent characters, the apparent roles are part of Ishvara. Part of Ishvara means dependent on him. Therefore, the existence looks as if separate, looks only. It doesn't really exist. The separate existence as if separate, apparently separate, only tentatively appearing to be separate. But if you look deeply into it, in its real actor stage, when you go to the level of actor, the role he plays is not separate from him. The role he plays is included in the actor. In the actor, role and actor are not two. Okay? In the actor itself, role and actor are not two. There is one level where role is dependent on actor. Role and actor appear. Because actor is one part of a role. One part of a role, therefore, he cannot be independent. At one level. What is the level? While appearing. While the drama is appearing. But at another level, at the level of the actor, there is no role apart from him. It doesn't even appear. All the appearance is included in one Brahman, one actor. So, this way, Advaitins have two levels. At one level, they accommodate all dualities. At another level doesn't mean lower level destroyed. See, lower level is not destroyed. Dvaita is not destroyed in Advaita. Dvaita is included in Advaita. See, the dramas, in a drama, the roles, the character that appear are not destroyed in the actor. They are included in the actor. Okay? The role is included in the actor. It is not destroyed because first it is not created. Where is the question of destroying? Neither it is created apart from the actor. The role is neither created apart from an actor, nor it needs to be destroyed. The world and jivas are neither independent of Ishvara. They are not separated from Ishvara. Because Ishvara did not create them as separate from him. They only appear within him. As dependent on him, they appear as a parts of him. They appear as a parts of him. So at the level of appearance, they appear to be parts. Okay. So this appearing as a parts is also at one level, but another level, the appearance is included in the absolute level. Therefore, in the absolute level, they don't exist separately. So this is Advaita. Okay. One need not get confused. It is simple and straight. So therefore, the Vyavahara, all the kind of Vyavahara of Shastra is giving rules and injunctions. You obey them, follow certain discipline, religious discipline. The prayers, puja, parayana, tirtha yatra, bhakti, and Guru Bhakti, Guru Seva, and then pujas, dakshinas, everything, whatever you do, going to temples and doing puja, or doing pujas at home and all that, japa, upavasa, vrata, anything that you do. Parayana, all these things, Vyavahara, taking as a karta bhokta in view, assuming that you are a karta bhokta. See, assuming that you are a karta, assuming that there is a world other than you. Under the assumption, within that assumption, all this seems to be acting like in dream. In dream, all this seems to be appearing. Okay. Similarly, it is an assumption. Anisike, as we call in Kannada. It is an assumption, all this seem to be appearing, seem to be happening. Okay. But there is another level where this assumption, this appearance is included. This assumption is included in the reality. In the reality absolute, they don't exist separately. Therefore, even this Shastriya Karma Vyavahara, Shastriya Vyavahara of rituals, prayers, puja, values, sadhana, self-control, okay, the self-control, prayers and rituals and Parayana, puja, Sri Chakra puja and all that. So, all that Devi, Devatas, all that is apparently at certain level, all that is there. All that is equally relevant. Relevant to that realm. See, dream objects are relevant to the dreaming person. They may be non-existing when you wake up, but they are relevant to that level. Similarly, waking objects are relevant to the waking level, waking person. Waking time and space and objects, they are all relevant to the waking. But if you look at from the Sushupti standpoint, whole waking world ceases to be there. It has no relevance. It doesn't exist. No relevance means it doesn't exist. Okay. So when you assume and talk, like the children play, that this is one thing, that he is a police and he is a thief, all that you assume. But in the assumption, he is a police and he is a thief. In reality, he may not be. But in assumption, he is a thief and he is a police, he is a school teacher, he is a student, and he is a mother, father. All these things children play. Okay? So that he is a mother, that he is a somebody is a mother, somebody is a father, and somebody is a child, and somebody is a teacher, somebody is a student. These were the plays we were playing in those days in villages. Only school teacher, and only these three things only we would play. Because we don't know anything else. So these things in the assumption, in the thought, in the assumed thought, there are differences. In reality, there are no differences. See the two levels. One is the assumption level, another is a real level. In the real, there are no differences. But in assumption, this is one and this is other. This is one and this is other. So one and the other, these differences are there in the assumption. But in reality, all have become one. Similarly, in Shastriya Vyavahara also, that there is a Jiva, he is a religious man, he follows certain rituals, prayers, and yajna, puja. Yajnas he does, Tirtha Yatra he does, goes on pilgrimage, and Guru Bhakti, Devata Bhakti, Brahmana Bhakti, all that you may do, Parayana, all that is relevant, all that is useful at that level. Okay, therefore, but all that is within the level of a thought. It is a noble thought, no doubt, compared to other thought. See, assumption, there is a difference. In the feelings, there are bad feelings and noble feelings, good feelings and bad feelings. In thoughts, there are low-level thoughts and there are noble thoughts and ignoble thoughts, wise and virtuous. Okay. They are assumptions, no doubt, but in assumptions, compared to the evil thoughts, they are better thoughts, noble thoughts, good thoughts. Okay, feelings are good. They enlighten you, and means they expand your heart. They give you a better feeling. Okay, they give you a better feeling. They make your mind purer. Your evil motives of ego and what you call selfishness and ego, anger, frustration, all these negative feelings go away in your noble feelings, good feelings. Okay, but even these noble feelings also involves duality, me and the other. I am doing good to them, I like him, I love him, I venerate him, I surrender to him, I am humble at him, I respect him, all these things. So even that assumes an individuality and a good and bad and all that. He says, even that Shastriya Vyavahara is within the assumption alone. In the absolute truth, there is no even thought. Misconception, a wrong assumption. Therefore, even Shastriya Vyavahara is assumption. Within the assumption, lot can happen. Within the assumption, there is a good and bad. There is a higher level and lower level. But assumption as a whole, the whole state, take like a dream. In dream, there is a good and bad. But dream as a state, whole state, including good and bad, it is nothing. It is false. Okay. Similarly, all this, when you include into one, they are only assumption. They are only appearance or assumption, whatever word you use, because adhyasa is a difficult word to translate. So adhyasa means an assumption, a misconception, a conception. Therefore, you can now proceed with the book text. Tatha sarvani cha shastrani vidhi pratisheda moksha parani. Again, shastra is of two level. One is the karmakanda religious shastra, that is a karmakanda ritualistic portion and prayer portion. That is a upasana and karma kanda. Another is jnana kanda, tattva vichara, vedanta, that is there is a ishvara and jiva, and then guru, shishya, vedantic understanding, vairagyam, and giving up all world, surrendering everything. All this is also vedanta, approaching a guru and listening to vedanta, do shravana, manana, nididhyasana, vairagya, sannyasa. All that is, all vairagya, sannyasa is also within the dream state. Within the waking state, waking is another dream only. So they are all within the state only. In the absolute Brahman, there is nothing. Neither you are a sannyasi nor the worldly man. Okay. Neither great nor small. All things merges into one. Okay. Therefore, sarvani cha shastrani vidhi pratisheda moksha parani na kevalam vyavaharaha kim tarhi sarvani. Here he says, Vishesha kathana vidam uttaratra adhika shankava pariharartham yata pramatrunam pravruttayah yathacha pramananam laukikanam. Just as pramanas we use them, like perception and inference, shastra pramana, shastra beliefs and feelings and thoughts and experiences, all of them are included in that state alone, waking state alone. Shastra pravruttayopi adhyasya purvika eva. Even the shastra, believing, acting, doing good and all those things are also within the assumption only. Natu shastranam vedavakya swarupanam apaurusheyatva adi hetu visheshat anyadrashi pravrittir bhavati ityabhiprayaha. Just because shastra is revealed by God and received by rishis, okay, God, Bhagavan has revealed to them and the rishis have discovered. True, but all their discovery, all that is within the assumption, within the thought alone, not the pure consciousness. That's what he wants to say. Vidhi parani, yajeta juhuyat ityadi rupani, all the ritualistic religious injunctions, like pratisheda parani, that you should do this thing, you should not do this thing. Pratisheda, vidhi pratisheda parani. Vidhi means certain injunctions, prasheda certain prohibitions, because the ritualistic portions, they enjoin certain rules that you are supposed to do good to others. And pratisheda, don't hurt others. Ma himsyat sarva bhutani, don't hurt any living being. See how beautiful this is. Don't hurt any living being. Nahantavyaha, brahmana should not be killed. Ityadi rupani, moksha parani cha ma himsyat sarva bhutani. See, don't hurt any living being. This is a general rule. Don't hurt any living being, any being, any creature. Don't hurt anybody. This is a general prohibition. Okay. Therefore, ityadi rupani, moksha parani. What does the moksha mean? Vedanta shravana, manana, nididhyasana, that there is an Ishvara, Jagat is a mithya, and the jiva and the sadhaka, vairagya and the guru, shishya. All these thoughts are Vedantic thoughts. Vedantic assumptions, but all these thoughts are ultimately in Brahman, one with Brahman, nothing is separate from him. Therefore, Brahmai Vedam Sarvam Ityadi Rupani iti Viveka. Atra Sarvasva Tattat Paratvan Nama Tattat Prapanchana Dvara Purusharthopaya Prakashana Paratvam Ipneyam. So, all these Shastras reveal certain ideas, certain feelings, and certain activities they encourage, and we follow them. Based upon those ideas, we live a life. But even that thoughts and ideas and the behavior and the feelings, all of them come under Adhyasa, because Brahman himself is totally independent. Sarvanyapye etani shastrani avidya puraskritya. That means they are within Adhyasa only, not outside Adhyasa. Assuming Adhyasa, taking Adhyasa for granted, all this behavior go on. Lokasiddham Adhyasandvari kritya. Taking this Adhyasa, which is instinctively present in all of us, It is due to that instinctive adhyasa alone we see the world and we consider ourselves to be an individual. Therefore, assuming that adhyasa, within that adhyasa alone, even the shastriya karmas take place. Dvarikritya pravrutti pravruttani ityanushangaha adhyasakartaiva purusho adhikriyate shastrokta sadhaneshu. Okay, within 2 sentences are there. I'll conclude this paragraph so that we'll proceed with the next in the next class. Okay, therefore, adhyasakarta, that means the person who is adhyasta, one who is experiencing adhyasa. Adhyasakarta is one who is experiencing adhyasa. This karta word should be understood. We have already discussed, because adhyasa is anadi. Nobody makes adhyasa. Nobody does adhyasa. Therefore, adhyasa is not an event, is not an occurrence, is not a kriya that somebody does it. Therefore, adhyasa karta is an idiom of Sanskrit. In Sanskrit idiom, adhyasa karta Swamiji uses. But this word karta is taken as a bhokta. In other places also Shankaracharya uses that way. So we have to take it. Adhyasa karta means adhyasa bhokta, one who is experiencing adhyasa. Adhyasa karta iva purusho adhikriyate shastrokta sadhaneshu. One who is under adhyasa. One who is under adhyasa, he alone is qualified. Qualified means he alone is entitled to do all karmas, all rituals, all prayers, and etc. One who considers himself to be a karta bhokta he is a religious man, he has got a faith and he does various activities. Only such person with all shraddha bhakti, he does the various karmas. But all these karmas are within adhyasa. Okay. Adhyasam samashrityaiva cha sadhya sadhana bandha mokshadi padarthadin pratipadayanti. This is very important. This last sentence. Adhyasam samashrityaiva. Within that assumption alone, sadhya sadhana, that is karmakanda rituals, then bandha mokshadi padarthan. Moksha shastra talks of bandha, moksha, ajnana. Bandha is due to avidya and moksha is due to vidya. So bandha, moksha, avidya, vidya. Okay. Then jignasu, sadhaka, vairagya, sannyasa and approaching guru, all these things. All this is a jnana vyavahara. All this vyavahara it pertains to Vedanta, Vedantic vyavahara. Then the religious ritual vyavahara is sadhya sadhana. You follow certain religious sadhana and you will get some religious merit. Okay. Therefore, sadhya sadhana bandha mokshadi padarthan pratipadayanti shastrani. Therefore, the shastra which teaches and the very teaching and the very listener, or the very listener who is teaching and trying to practice, the practicant, that is a sadhaka who practices, and the teaching he receives, and the thoughts and ideas he entertains. The shastra which he teaches, and the ideas and thoughts and experiences he entertains, all this put together within adhyasa. Okay. Natu vastu santaha evate padartha iti bhav. There is no real difference that there is a shastra, there is a guru, and me separate, and the world separate. All these separative thoughts are not absolutely true. They appear at one level, but another level they become irrelevant. They don't exist. Similarly, natu vastu santaha evate padartha iti bhavaha. All these relative ideas, the relational ideas, all of them are not absolute. They don't exist in reality. In reality, in absolute reality. In absolute reality, they don't exist. Therefore, one shloka I'll conclude. Na nirodho na chotpattir na baddho na cha sadhakaha na mokshur na vaimukta ittesha paramarthata. So in the absolute reality, there is neither sadhaka, nor guru, nor teaching, nor sadhana. All of them become one into absolute Brahman. That is absolute truth. Therefore, in the misunderstanding of absolute truth as something different, then you find all these things within the misunderstanding. Okay. 37th point we have concluded. Then the 38th point we will discuss in the next class. Pramananam avidyavad vishayatve shanka. Regarding the pramanas, he says, how can pramanas be due to ignorance? This is a good point and we will discuss in the next class. Okay. 38th point next. 37th we have concluded today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Today is what date? 30th. Okay. 30th we have concluded.